Ready to?
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Roll call, please, Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Burbett?
Here.
Trustee Caveney?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Hilly?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Killily?
Here.
Mayor LaRue?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen veterans. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Seeing there's no public to make comments, we'll move on to tonight's consent agenda. Number one, approval of the write-in quotes for vehicle stickers, motorcycle tags, and pet tags for the 2024-2025 year season for a total amount of $4,205. Number two, ordinance 2137, an ordinance of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, amending Title 11, Sections 11-5-2, 11-6-2, and 11-16-3 of Midlothian Municipal Code pertaining to community residences. Number three, ordinance 2138, an ordinance of the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, permitting a special use for a certain property in the Village of Midlothian, 14800 Cicero Avenue, Harmony's Child Learning Center. Number four, approval of the January 2024 Administration Department Monthly Report. Number five, approval of the January 2024 Building Department Monthly Report. Number six, approval of the January 2024 Fire Department Monthly Report. Number seven, approval of the January 2024 Police Department Monthly Report. Number eight, approval of the January 2024 Public Works Department Monthly Report. Number nine, approval of the January 2024 Treasurer's Monthly Report. Number 10, approval of the February 7th, 2024 committee meeting minutes. Number 11, approval of the February 7th, 2024 closed session meeting minutes. Number 12, approval of the February 14th, 2024 board meeting minutes. Page 2. Number 13, approval of the February 21st, 2024 committee meeting minutes. And number 14, approval of the list of bills. Is any item any trustee would like off of tonight's consent agenda? Hearing no dissension, I'm looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda as read.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Moss.
Trustee Caveney?
Aye.
Trustee Crowley?
Aye.
Trustee Burbett?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Killily?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to trustee business, trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make the board aware that it is becoming vehicle sticker and pet tag season. The first set of renewals will be sent out April 1st, specifically to those residents who typically receive a water bill in April. We're using the same system that we used last year, where we're inserting the renewals for the vehicle and pet stickers in the water bill. We'd like those people that receive it in April to pay it by the due date of April 21st. They don't necessarily have to pay it in April. They can pay it up to June 30th. Also, if individuals want to come in earlier and pay it, we don't disapprove of it, but we like you to try to stay within your month to spread out any potential lines. So I'm working with the front office to make sure that we get a message out to residents that it is coming up, and it'll be here in about 5 weeks. Secondly, we had, the events committee was planning on having an open house meeting about what we should be doing in terms of the events through the rest of the year. Due to a conflict I have at my work schedule, we're going to push it back to March 12th. So we invite any residents to come share their ideas for events, volunteer for the committee, volunteer to run a project, and we're looking forward to that event in 2 weeks. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Burbett.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hilly.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Caveney.
Thank you, Mayor. Do we have a date for cleanup day yet?
It'll be the last Saturday of April, I think, Joe. Does that you guys try to tie it in with your schedule, your department schedule? Is that what?
Well, if it's in the last weekend of April,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
that should be
Pickup is in April.
So probably April 27th.
Yeah.
When is branch pickup?
The last week in April, it'll be the last week of branch pickup, but that's only going until Friday.
Right.
So.
There was a reason Joe always wanted to get it in before.
Yeah, he wanted it to coincide with the first lawn cutting, when we start cutting all the fields and things of that nature, so we can clean it up and then cut.
I'm sure that's what he told me. I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you. The reason I ask is because one of the teachers at Bremen had already reached out to me and was inquiring because her group at Bremen, that one of the volunteer groups of students there was interested in participating. So I'll work with Sue in Public Works to assemble the volunteer list from the community. So I have two things this evening. First thing is an update on the Dollar Tree. Today I met the new store manager and I also met a new regional employee there, and they are steadfastly working on the last 3 items that are needed before they can open up the store. There's a plumbing matter that needs to be addressed. The permit for that has been approved and should be picked up tomorrow. I'm told that plumbing work should only be 4 or 5 days max to be taken care of. They have to provide us with their business license, renewal documentation, and that will be it, those 2 items. So fingers crossed, we're hoping that they will be opened up within the next 2 weeks. Other thing that I wanted to just remind all of our residents about is that spring is around the corner, and I know, a lot of our residents and property owners like to start their projects. So we just want to remind everybody that the building department is available to help all of our property owners with all of their permit applications. And we do require, the village does require permits for remodeling, for porches, stairs, roofs and gutters, fences, sewer repairs, new HVAC systems, hot water heaters, concrete and asphalt. And if you're not sure, you can check out the building department page on the village website, or you can contact the building department directly. Also, we want to remind you that to verify that your contractors that you hire are in compliance with village ordinances. All contractors are required to register with the village and provide copies of their insurance. And if your contractor is responsible for applying for your permit, they are also responsible for ensuring that the work gets inspected. We want to make sure that you keep your property safe from poor workmanship and faulty workmanship. So those inspections are really important, and they're for your benefit. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Kildee?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley?
Just a couple things tonight, sir. First, on my agenda, and I also emailed the village board earlier this week, are the ordinances that we need to sign in the next few weeks for our ARPA funds. One is an ordinance accepting the ARPA funds, and another one is the ordinance saying how we will be spending those funds. I also sent the board a draft spreadsheet of the expenditures that we have on our ARPA list. Now, as our engineer does the engineering studies and things like that, those dollar amounts might change, but we've been informed by our ARPA manager that that is easily modified as we go, but we need to get these signed. So if everybody could take a look at it, I'll ask that not this board meeting, but the next board meeting, it gets put on the consent agenda. And if anybody has any questions before then, we'll get them clarified. But these documents were provided to us by our company that is managing our ARPA reporting, and so they've used these in all the municipalities, and the village attorney revised them to include our information. So that's the first thing. The next thing I wanted to update everybody on is our grants. I have to give a huge shout out to all our department heads and our board and our engineer. Currently, we have 10 grants that have been submitted and are waiting for review for about, I'm going to make an estimate of about $13 million total. We also have 5 that are pending submission. As everyone knows, grants are a huge part of what allows us to get things done around the village, extra things. And so the department heads have been fantastic in reaching out and looking for grants, working with our grant writer. We have, with CMAP's grant program, we have a new spreadsheet for maintaining all of the documents that's shared. And it's just really an organized process right now. So we have a lot going on with grants, and it's a huge shout out to our department heads. So thank you guys very much. Last thing, I just want to update everybody on our newsletter. Our spring newsletter will be coming out probably by next week. And this newsletter has a lot of good information in it, but it will highlight all of the economic development efforts that have been going on between the board and our economic development consultant throughout the town. It's a huge update. I know people ask us about different stores and shops. Everything that we can say, Trustee Cavaney and the mayor and myself are putting a list together. And everything that we're able to say, we will put out there so everybody has the same information. So a good plug, a good time to sign up for our newsletter. That information is going to be printed in the newsletter that's coming out probably by late next week. And that's all I have this evening, sir.
You don't want to do the 2 resolutions?
I did. I talked about them.
They're not, they're
Oh,
only
I'm
up for
sorry.
discussion.
I did, right? I talked
I was
about
reading it while you were talking. I can't do 2 things at once. Sir. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to department heads, Chief Houseretter.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you, sir. Chief Delaney.
Nothing this evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Assistant Superintendent Swanson.
Nothing, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Plata.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Just let everyone know while I get Engineer Plata on the microphone. Or don't have a microphone. Yeah, that's fine. Received the final paperwork from Representative Davis's office about the $1 million award to the Village of Midlothian from the Build Illinois Fund. You're going to get that all solidified and back to them as soon as possible. And
We're gonna have to wait until Joe gets back, since he's gonna have some information for me. It looks like it's specific to the Public Works new
Yes.
facility, so I'm gonna need his help a little bit on that. But I'm familiar enough with the process. I'll get going a little bit on it.
hopefully we'll get that this fiscal year. And all right, perfect. Thank you. Deputy Clerk Harris.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Redmond.
Nothing tonight here.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Nothing except to a discussion about collective bargaining matters in closed session.
Thank you, sir. 5 minutes or less.
5 minutes or less.
All right, under my business, number 1, I'm looking for a motion to approve the appointment of Michael Ganaka as the building superintendent.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Clerk Musk.
Trustee Cavaney.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Burbatt.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Just to let you know, he passed his background and drug test. We got results today, so his start date will be Monday, March 4th. I'll be here at 9 a.m. to bring him in and introduce him and get the ball rolling. We'll get him with you and get all the paperwork done. You already started with Proven and everything, so thank you so much. The second one, I'm just going to read it, but I'm going to have discussion after I read it, so since it's on the agenda, I have to read it. So look for a motion to approve the payment of arbitrator invoice for the services provided in the firefighter's interest arbitration in the amount of $637.50. Looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. My discussion is, was there not an invoice provided to the Village of Midlothian for this expenditure?
Yes, I
Yes.
think that was attached.
It was
Yeah,
attached.
it's split between the union and the village.
And it was signed off on by
Yeah,
the
I did.
trustee?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's kosher as far as, I
Yeah,
mean, it was to pay for Mr. Ben, so.
okay. So, roll
I would
call.
just say he did a very fair job. We got our money.
I don't know why we had it on the agenda for approval, because it's a typical invoice that would be signed off on the trustee, the finance chair, the mayor, and then goes to their,
Is this the one that ended up in my stack a couple weeks ago or a couple meetings ago? You remember there's one in my stack of bills that we signed off on that shouldn't have been in there. Was this it? Do you remember? should have went to finance. There was
Well, since we've gone this far, let's go and do a roll call.
Okay. Trustee Hilly,
Aye.
Trustee Kami,
Aye.
Trustee Burbette,
Aye.
Trustee Crawley,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. And only other thing, don't forget the Oak Forest Fla is this coming Saturday. The Village of Midlothian will have its float in the parade once again. The parade starts at 11 a.m. at what school?
Jackie Lee Middle
Jack
School.
Willey School. Oh, yeah.
Hard name to remember, right?
Check both.
That's the name of it.
I know how to get there, I just don't know the name of it.
Right.
By all accounts, it's going to be a decent day.
Oh, yeah, that looks to be excellent.
Yeah, sunny.
Yes.
And I was informed yesterday that Tasca Ford is donating a vehicle to pull the float
Yes, that's correct.
because Trustee Hilly and all the
Well, I went over there and asked them, and I said, "You're new in town?" And they said, "We'd love to help." And I said, "Okay."
Great.
You talking about the golf outing in August?
Yeah, that's the next step. Baby steps here, sorry.
All right, that's all I have. Clerk Constable.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. And at this time, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the closed session to discuss the collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives or deliberation concerning salaries. That's enough.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we are in closed session. There is no further action following closed session.